guys know for more than a year, I've been telling you, like, hold on, man. Disney and Stephen A. Smith are up to something.
So new poll finds Stephen A. Smith should run for president, guys. Now, I want you guys to notice the transition of Stephen A. Smith's YouTube, his podcast. He's doing great over there. But I started to notice that Stephen A. Smith, he started to become a lot more outspoken about politics. You know, he went on record, said that he's Democrat, right? He's independent, but he voted Democrat. He wanted Kamala to win, right? And we know that she was the VP who was, you know, put on the forefront to go essentially compete, debate, or run against Donald Trump. I've noticed Stephen A. Smith doesn't strike me as a guy who knows politics. He strikes me as a guy that just simply desires opportunity. And his mouth is very much loud. Sometimes it's a bunch of nonsense, but it's just a loud voice, so it'll make you think a person knows what they're talking about. But I've noticed over the month span just how political Stephen A. Smith has gotten. I mean, you guys saw where the ESPN, producer over there called Stephen A. Smith out and said that he really doesn't know anything about politics and that he's irritating everybody over there at ESPN. But it just seems like Stephen A. Smith is testing the market in a bunch of different lanes. I mean, he'll go from talking to an athlete to an actor. But you guys see here, he's on top of it. And I think for a long time, because I first started to listen to this on Jason Whitlock's, Fearless podcast, and we know that they don't like each other. Jason Whitlock will completely come out and tell the truth. He will completely expose Stephen A. Smith and and pretty much say that this guy is an industry plant that they're installing to run for the president. Now, before we even get into that clip, guys, I just want to ask you, what would be the odds of Stephen A. Smith actually running for president? Do you guys think that he would take it seriously? Because we see that Stephen A. Smith already, in my opinion, acts like a politician. I mean, he fits the criteria. He'll smile in your face and talk shit behind your back. He's going to smile, kiss the babies, and act like he's just positive, whatever. But deep down, that's not really who he is, right? This is the same guy who said that he wakes up every day and thinks of ways to make his bosses money and then himself. So for me, I think that Stephen A. Smith is being positioned to run for presidency. I think that Stephen A. Smith is being trained up and manipulated to go on this presidential run in 2028. Nothing would be more of a flex than to put yourself out there like Stephen A. Smith is doing. I mean, he's on Fox News every other week. He's interviewing all of these political candidates. And I'm just thinking there has to be some interest in here. He'll go on The View and other big network shows and say that he's comfortable with where he is and he does not want to run for presidential election. But I want you guys to take a listen to this Jason Whitlock video, as he's been on this for a while.
I think it says Stephen A. is polling at 2%. At the top of that poll, I think, is Kamala Harris.
Now, guys, real quick, Stephen A. Smith, 2% here, right? This was Jason Whitlock 2 months ago, right? And this is obviously after, the new chief in command has taken over, the White House. And Stephen A. Smith sees something that he likes, which probably is why he's looking like he's looking, because he reposted this. Stephen A. Smith, 2%. Best believe that there are some high power people behind this 2%. Believe it.
Stephen A. Smith, the ESPN broadcaster. And then behind that poll, Stephen A., I think, tweeted out that picture of himself sipping that green drink with his eyes kind of like, hey, this is interesting. He posted that on X himself. And you guys know for more than a year, I've been telling you, hold on, man. Disney and Stephen A. Smith are up to something. When I read Stephen A. Smith's book, which was published, I believe, 2 years ago, I was 10, 11, 12 months late reading the book. But when I read that book a year ago, the first thing I did was come on this show and say, hey, man, this dude is planning to run for president. That's the only reason why you write a book like that.
I've been watching Jason Whitlock talk about this for some time, and I'm not going to lie, I didn't believe it. I was just like, who's going to take Stephen A. Smith seriously? Right? Who's going to vote a loudmouth, arrogant, egotistical person who's made a career off of just yelling on TV? I just don't see who would get behind that, right? You would think, at least that's what I thought, until I saw the post that made me make this video. I want you guys to look at these poll numbers of voters on Stephen A. Smith for president in comparison to people already a part of, political parties. Harris compared to Stephen A. Smith, that's 24%. You got AOC here at 32% and Stephen A. Smith at 28%. You got Newsom at 31%, Smith at 28%. You got Vance at 38% and Smith at 34%. Now, I want you guys to realize that these are drastically climbing up from 2%, right? That video I just showed you guys, Jason Whitlock, was 2 months ago. This is the first year of a returning president returning to office. And Stephen A. Smith has miraculously appeared on the board at 24, 28%, and always as high up to 34%, right? I tend to think Stephen A. Smith has a trick up his sleeve. It seems like his contract has come right on time. What's going to happen at the end of the contract? Most likely it's going to be another run for president. And, it's going to be pretty crazy if Stephen A. Smith wiggles his way, because let's be honest, they just need a face. They need a face, and these are high elite people in these parties. People that get their hands dirty, people that have their hands invested in all of this. I'm telling you guys, Stephen A. Smith could play it off all he wants, but the proof just seems to be in the pudding here. I think that Stephen A. Smith is definitely trying to run for president. He'll be crazy not to take advantage of this to at least get the experience to, see where it goes, because you never know. But in my opinion, I don't see Stephen A. Smith being a president, man. Maybe a part of some political party, but I just don't see this guy being a president. I just can't see myself trusting that he'll make the best decisions. And that's why I do believe Stephen A. Smith refrained from going at LeBron James in person, because he knows how it's going to look and people are going to dig up stuff. Typically, when you run for president, people dig up all of your skeletons out the closet, all of your past tweets, all of your past posts, because they need all the ammo they can to make sure or make certain that you lose or that you're painted in a negative light. And I do believe that's why Stephen A. Smith held back and played the pity role. He played like, yeah, man, LeBron James, he didn't have to do that. I meant no harm by it. And what did you guys see? You saw more people, including myself, support Stephen A. Smith, because I just felt like LeBron James was out of pocket. That's just me, right? And I'm sure others felt this way, because it seems like more people were in favor of Stephen A. Smith than LeBron James, like I said. Now, he could possibly do better than, obviously, other people who've been positioned to run for the Democrat Party. And that's just my truth. I think that he can do a little bit better than those candidates, right? We'll see. Stephen A. Smith, dude got a trick up his sleeve. And he's also been hinting at it. When he got into it with LeBron James, he said something like, I got too much going on, so I can't give a damn about all of this stuff with LeBron James. I got bigger and better things, and that's to be announced, right? He said that on his podcast, and he said that on live television. What else could it be? Seriously, what else could it be? So you guys let me know what y'all think about Stephen A. Smith running for president, or potentially running for president, should I say. Do you guys believe in him? Do you guys think that this would be something beneficial to the country? Or do you guys think he should stick to where he is, and at worst, go no further than the politician level, right? Because something is definitely brewing in the background. And this is going to be just funny to see. Seriously, it's going to be funny to see Stephen A. Smith actually pull this off. And I will be thoroughly surprised. I really will. So I want to hear from you guys. Drop those comments in the comment section how you feel. If you guys found any value to this video, do your boy a favor, hit that subscribe button. Certainly helps your boy go a long way. Also, hit the like button and notification bell to get more future content. And thank you guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace.